Hopefully this is gonna work. I really do hope. I still never edited half of that stuff on there. Never mind. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Hi. Farming manager, whatever it was called, was a flop. So we've gone to the X57, which is a withdrawn service now. So yeah, I like that service. Hi. I still think 3 minutes is too long in this countdown time. I've changed it from 10 to 3. So I just had to wait for the chat to reset, otherwise it goes under the old name on the stream. So here we go, 20 seconds-ish. Well, I seen it skip then, it missed out 14. Hi again. I am all back now. I think it's under that one. However, I don't. That's when I want to start. Now, bear in mind, I can't hear it. Because of the way it is. Look at that glorious sunny day. Piccadilly spelt wrong. Oh, twat on a bank. Never knew that. I might have to redo this video then. Yeah, fun. Don't know what number. Not a foggiest. Unless at some point you can read it on the back of a bus. Hi Cameron. I see that this stream's automatically already attracted a lot more attention. Will be a bit jerky, I think, at times. Oh. Yeah, it's going to be a bit jerky at times because of the way it's doing it, I think. It's trying to convert a low quality video into a 4K one before it brings it up. Oh, dreaded pedestrian crossing here. Can't you tell it was summer when I recorded these? Stay there, shot. Oh. Yeah. Nobles has changed now. It's no longer the Nobles Amusement Arcade. It's I can't remember what it is now, but it's not Nobles any longer. That's for sure. Wonder how it's going to affect drivers since first image. What will happen is the drivers will probably be given a choice of redundancy or get swallowed up with the company. That's how it will be. choice of redundancy or get swallowed up with the company into the new buyer. Woodland Street. I think this was when Portland Street had not long been done. I think. This is when I used to hide it on the bottom. That's how old this clip is. I think this was one of the first ones I did. I did a 219 and then I think I did this. The only difference between this and normal Manchester is that this is moving traffic. Really the only difference. So I have got the in and out. So it's going to be about 12 stream this. Hi Mark, Ely, Ilmark 575 Vlogs. Hi. The X57. I love that route. Might have to do it again in the V10 just for kicks. Been to Manchester once, stuck in Victoria Station for 30 minutes. Sounds about right. Okay. Hi Mark. Go with the simple names. Them well-teamed things that are advertised on the back, but they're really expensive then. Cholton Street. This is an old video. This is from see if I can tell you about it freaking out. If this is the correct date stamp on this. This is from 2016 ish. So it's just under 2 years old. So this is when I first started doing these. Oh yeah, it's just a revisit. I think I might have to do this X57 with V10 again. Just for fun of it, because it was a nice run. Although we do it now as a 42B instead, it's not the same. Do you prefer a hybrid, normal, or MMC? I'd have to go with a good normal. If it's not a good E400, I'd have to go with the MMC. Just because the hybrids are cold in them. That's really the only reason why, is just the hybrids are cold in the winter. And I'm a Reynard sufferer, and I can't drive with gloves on because I don't feel I've got proper grip on the steering wheel, even with fingerless gloves, so I just have to have a vehicle with good heating. Because you sped this before. Somewhat. Because then people are motoring down the curb. You look it back and look at how some people walk, it's funny. Yeah, there we go, we're back to normal speed now. It looks less stupid in at normal speed. Oh, this is when they had Oxford Road up, I think. Yes, this would have been when they had Oxford Road up. We have E350 hybrids and much better than some E300s. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all to do with the passengers, not the drivers, really. distance from what they do now. It worked better like that because we could at least get around the any station buses. But at the moment, once you're behind one, you can't get around because there's not enough room. Red light cameras at work. There's now a building where the black fence is. There's now a big building being built. Although it has taken 2 years to build the foundations. Just realised my overlay's not on. There's been and gone. Brings back a few memories, really. That bread. I have to do this, but we'll sit here and we'll not come back. Just revisit that bollard's gone now. We've got a bus stop that's in the middle of the road now. We're about the bus stop's where we're in position now. Because underneath the bridge to the left there, there's like a, I think it's like a shopping centre, but it sounds more like a nightclub at night. Really. And all this for cycle lanes, which the cyclists don't use very often. Well, they don't know how the crossing work. That traffic light is now a crossing, we don't actually control that junction anymore. Then you've got Arches, she's just next to Pilintono, whatever the fuck it's called, where they all now illegally park and get ticketed every single day. Shame, really. I am. 2016, nearly. It's about 2.5 years now, because timestamp for this being created was the 6th month, 2016. It's probably recorded in the 5th month because I was quite behind on making videos back then. So yeah, it's like a long time has passed. Long time has passed. That's all gone now. See, though, this is when option road worked. That's the thing, this is when option road works. When buses could overtake each other without having to wait for someone to give way, and one not being used for traffic calming measures. I think I've seen something about local buses. It's a Trident 2, this. It says Barrel 400 Trident 2. You're one of our 19 numbers. No doubt. But I can't tell you which one. I've not seen a reflection clear enough yet. There's a big university there now on the right. That's all finished now. There's a co-op and everything there now. There's a bus stop there. This bus stop still exists, but it's got loads of potholes in it. Traffic's no longer here anymore because you can't go down Oxford Road in a car. You're not supposed to. being honest. And most people seem to do with them. 19s are rare in South Yorkshire to the point where the only ones we get are low magic from most second gen 10s. See, 10 and 100s in ours are rare. End of year thing as well on that £1 tip code thing. It's just to count up the tips, donations that you do via that link or Super Chat, the program I'm using picks it up and puts it in the leaderboard. Stagecoach. Melbourne only have 2 tracks in service now. Yeah, the tracks but if I had the money, I'd get a Trident as well than Beta. But I don't have the money, so I can't. You are very good. Thank you, Carrie. Hi. Yes, I'm here. It's a pre-recorded stream, but it's yeah, I'm here sat watching it with you. Oh, this is where I babysat that hybrid and then filmed that hybrid breakdown video. Yeah, the Tridents are all going now. I like the Tridents. Most of them went like stink. 38 run down there when I did this, bloody hell. 38 went to the MRI. SC. Have a collection trend. First got rid of ours in 2012. We don't have any now in service. Middleton Garage, which is what Bluebird was. Down here anyway, they got rid of all that. They got all their Bluebird stuff went into storage. Most of their fleet were MMCs, to be honest. About 4. 1. What? Don't get that. Stagecoach VF26 Blue 2. Sure, I'll see all these when I come to Scotland at some point. Hopefully in the summer. First 42, that doesn't run anymore either. I want a Dennis Dart as well. I could see myself in a few years' time having a good garage, charging people for storing their stuff in it, and me having like 3-4 buses in there. Part-time driver for SC and creating videos a full-time job. That's a long way off all that. Long way off. Dennis seems to be quite a good bus builder, in fairness. Your depot's varied, yeah. Stagecoach. Don't get that at all. Your depot's more varied, I do love a dart. The darts do dart. Yeah, I only have 400s. We should have variants of 400s. Are you where Oxford Road is finished now? Yes. You see, they've got a pedestrian crossing there, right? And you can guarantee, right, if there's someone waiting to cross, the cyclist will just straight past them. Because they don't care. They don't mistakes and best behaviour when filming. One of the things you just drive and not the best and not the worst. I'll have ups and downs. Eventually you have a bump. It's inevitable. You'll have a bump at some point in your career. Got a few. Lowlands MCs do. It depends if they're skimped or not. Oh yeah, limited stop begins here. So what they used to do was this bus stop that we're passing now was a timing point. It wasn't the best timing point choice, to be honest with you. But now it's a limited stop service. People that forgot that piece. It was best because you'd take them miles from where they wanted to go. Absolutely great. Those that are drivers and know what limited stop is like, you'll have someone that will always get on and they'll go, you're going to this place, and then you get on and you miss the one stop, they stop at the next stop, they go ding, and you go, aren't you stopping? No, where do you stop? About 6 miles up the road. Best laugh ever. It's like that Metrolink video where that guy wanted to get off between stops. And I took him all the way to Sale, wasn't it, or something like that. Oh yes, rush home. Where no one can park. Yeah, the buses look quite good, it's just how they're looked after, isn't it? Really. So I think the next stop for this was Owens Park, I think, if I remember right. As I say, it's an old route and been ages since we've done it. I hate driving the Volvo hybrids. Engine stop starts and has to be the slowest bus ever. Don't know. Think of slower. Although I don't know what they're actually like, but pretty sure I can think of slower ones. One way of a hybrid, I suppose. It's to be the slowest. Yeah, stop start is the idea of a hybrid. Plymouth to Aberdeen. Go connect service then. First, something else that doesn't run now. The 41 is what? It's all the way Sale to Middleton, in it? Something like that. This is the one bit of Oxford Road that was finished and was endlessly done up. They sometimes put them on express buses too. Yeah, the hybrids are fine. Once they get going, or getting going is the fine bit, it's just a bit slow at the top end. Cyclist. Okay. That speed camera works. Send me. I've not put all the pictures up on everything yet. If you've got me on Instagram, you've got 10 of the pictures. On Facebook, they all went up on Facebook, and they're just waiting to go up on the blog now, just so we can ensure that we are obviously spread across the board well enough to raise well, more subscribers and stuff. I've done the 76. It's not my favourite route. Not my favourite route at all. Okay, thank you. Favourite route? Well, it was this one. It was a limited stop. It was a long route out. We go out. We're going all the way to Woodford, which is near Manchester Airport. But this goes quite a long way around it. Like, well, this video is 1 hour 8. The route normally took about 50 minutes, which is nice for an hour. Are you name one benefit? Name one benefit of driving in Manchester. Well, in the traffic, there's plenty of time to admire it, especially as a bus driver, because there's a chance you may sit for 5-10 minutes at a time thinking about admiring Manchester, or staring at a drunk person falling off on the pavement, or someone giving it a bit of head bobbing in the car next to them. Or you got a chance to listen into the woman at the back of the bus that's having a conversation quite loudly on the phone about her partner's performance the night before. Or an argument, which is even better. Well, she told me, listen, you didn't have to sleep with her, did you? You have my attention. So it doesn't work. They do better with just moving the stop completely down the road and getting rid of that stop. So then they can make it a longer stop. So you can get more than one bus and then taking out that island. But for some reason they kept that stop there, and it's just... everyone says it's too busy. And you can't drop people on the cycle lane, because if you do, no one looks for any cyclists. So they're getting out and then a cyclist will come whipping past, and then the cyclist is on the floor and the student's on the floor with them because they don't look. So cyclists worse than yellow plates. Possibly. It's a very tight contest. Least favourite route. See, this all depends. Throughout the year, my least favourite route is a 203. Nothing happens on it. It's boring. It's busy. There's not enough time on it. And people use it to really annoyingly go like one stop. And they seem to do that when you want to run late as well. You get very... NatWest Bank you get very limited time to turn around in. However, when the students are in, I don't particularly like the 142s or 3s, because again, hell is busy. So yes, throughout the year it's got to be the 203, and then the 142s and 3s come up when the students aren't in. It's busy, but it's more peaceful. Trident. That proves how old this video is. There is a Trident on the 42. Not in magic livery. That proves how old the video is. See, it all depends. Like, Will hates the 256 or anything that goes near Stretford because he doesn't like the kids there. It'll be Middleton, Gary. Middleton. Middleton does all the 1-1s, all that stuff. Anything that goes from that, like, sort of Lever Street, apart from the 76, 216, 231, they all tend to be Middleton. Few friends that know the Middleton routes, so we might get round to doing them in the B10 at some point, because they're all close to town, they're all quite short, so it's something we can do quite quickly and easily. And because we don't really have to go into any bus stations per se, we can sit round, we can sit in town, download the footage and then go again. But I might have a look at some of the routes myself as well and see if I can, because I know some of them roughly from travelling on them when I was younger, but I don't know them 100% so to speak. But I may try and get to do one. But at the moment my bus has no boost pump, so it has no water in it. East Midlands train spot. Hi. Carry my tits. What attracted you to buy the B10? Well, the original plan was I wanted the training bus that I did my training limited access to the engine unless you go underneath. And their manager never got back to us with a price, so we left it a few weeks. And then there were two that were advertised on eBay. They were both close to each other, both different nick, but we couldn't work out what one's history was, because it had private plates in it at the time, and the seller didn't list what the plates were going to be, what the original plates were that were going to go back on the vehicle. So rather than bother with that, we found 176, which, because of the plates, we could trace the history quite well of it, give or take its original history up in Dundee. So they wanted 2.5, and this other one with the private plates wanted 3 grand. We also did have our eyes on a, I think it's M Travels Dennis Dart. They had that up for sale as well for 4 grand. And I'm so gonna ban you in a minute. Had that up for sale. So it became this straight horse race between a bus that we couldn't find the history of because we didn't have the original registration to hand, and the seller wasn't being very upcoming about what the original registration was. Not great. So that made that one go out the window. We had the one from John Dick's Travel, which we worked out was John Dick's Travel from the seller's location and a reflection. So we was able to do a bit of research into them and find if they'd been in trouble for maintenance or anything like that. And then you had M Travels Dennis Dart. I'm sure it was M Travel. I'm sure it was M Travel. Anyway, it was a Dennis Dart. It was based round the corner. It was based in Manchester. So we paid a lot more money, but we would have had a decent bus in Manchester and a Dennis Dart. But this is when then Chris and Stefan came into the mix. Stefan wanted a B10. I wanted a B10M, preferably. And none of us really wanted the Dart. Chris wasn't fussed really. He liked the idea of a B10. And we couldn't get the price then down for the Dennis Dart, which was a bit. We wanted to pay about 3 grand at max for it. He won't move down from 4 grand because he knocked the VAT off of us, so it's just 4 grand there and then done. But we couldn't justify that cost on it, so then we was left with this B10 or some deckers and other bits and bobs that were on eBay at the time. So at that point then we found another B10 which was even further away, and we didn't have much history on that. It was a first bus one, and first bus quite a pain in the ass about their liveries. So we got that B10. Went and seen it. We didn't see it before we bought it. The first time we seen it is the day we went down and picked it up. So we didn't know. We knew it was a runner. After speaking to him on the phone, we knew it was a runner. We came to it. There was 2 people after it, but that person wanted it straight away, and then wanted money off as well. I believe, or it was something like he wanted it straight away, or money off if he had to wait to pick it up. Well, we weren't forced. It gave us a chance to sort everything out. So we said, yes, we'll give you the asking price for it. And then they went, well, we need it to the end of school terms. So we went, yeah, that's fine, you can have it to the end of school term. Which we didn't, because it ended up a lot battered up than it took the pictures, but it's character for you. So then we went down that day. We said, we'll be there at 12. We were there just after 12. We looked it over, started it up. Chris did his bits and he went round the engine bay road, we could get it up to home, where then we could have a full, proper look at it. Sorry, but bye. Yeah, so we could have a proper look at it then, once we got it back up to Manchester. But all the way home it overheated. That problem was solved very quickly. It was just to clean the radiator and a quick flush of the cooling system. Then it worked perfectly fine. It was in middle of summer, so we didn't know the roof leaked. So yeah, there's drawbacks to buying it in summer, but I'd never look back on the purchase. Sometimes, yeah, I just timed them out. Sometimes I wish I hadn't bought it, or you know, it's costly, but it's one of the things I don't want to give up with it. I want to do it. I'm happy when I'm doing it. So sometimes it's just one of them jobs where I have to do it all the time to put it in. But in a way, what started it all was Johnny buying his. I always wanted to own one, and Johnny buying his sort of kick-started for me. We're about the same age, so although we've gone around it different ways, like Johnny's got a full partnership with him, his I believe, and mine, Chris works on it for free, but doesn't own any part of the bus. Stefan doesn't own any part of the bus either, but helps work on it and pays a bit towards bits like the tax and fuel, etc. But the actual bus is fully mine, it's in my name, I'm legally responsible for it. It's not a group or anything like that, it will be eventually, but yeah, so that's what kicked that off. Right, let's have a look. Nathan, hi, I'm doing okay. How are you? Gary, would you consider a livery for your V10, some sort of retro design and all that? It's going to be in National Express Dundee. It's going to be fully painted. It's going to be painted by Town and District they're up near Burnley. Town and District Transport Trust, hopefully they're going to be the ones that can be painting it. I hope so, I've said them, I've promoted them enough now. But it's going to cost about £2,000, which that's a lot of money, and I'll get there eventually with it. We'll raise the funds slowly towards it. So yeah, get there. Will you be attending any future events? Yes. I will be posting the future events very shortly on Facebook, possibly tonight. And then on the website. I am attending Keighley. I'm attending there. Is it April running? April 10 that. And then events after that will all be question mark because it all depends on the vehicle's MOT, which we should pass with flying colours anyway. And then hopefully September will be the Translanc rally up at Eaton Park, and then it will be going to Town and District again at some point. I can't remember when theirs is order. Is it order? I think maybe. But when I go to Keighley this time, I've already made it plain and simple. I ain't doing feeding service. I am, but I'm not, if you know what I mean. It's going to be a controlled feeding service where we determine how many of us are going to go in and then split the fuel that way. So the more of us that go, the cheaper the fuel, the cheaper the income for everyone. That way, the other reason for that is I can ask, oh, it is different. When we leave, this is how many people we should have, and we can go then. As well as we can have a fixed route, no one tallying, no one confusing the hell out of me, so we don't go wherever we went last time before we get into where we're going to go. And yet a lot of paint is needed. A lot of bodywork damage is needed to be fixed as well. basically. But yeah, I enjoyed Keighley. Could have done with making a bit more money to cover the costs for getting there and running there, but you know, I enjoyed Keighley. My goal at any event is to just break even. That's really the goal, it's just to break even. That makes me happy. But in a way, even if I don't go in there and speak to people that own buses and their advice and the way they do it's priceless information that helps. And next time we go, we're going to see if we can get a few that sort of interview sort of thing, so we can have a bit more video in that way. Other people then can show their vehicles off as well to us, stuff like that. See what we can do that way. So there'll be less running for us to do, unless I take a second driver with me. I know. I am going to try and take a second driver this time though. So I've got then time, someone else can go run out in the bus while I then can go off and do other things as well, or I can send them off to go do other bits and get some footage out and about. And yeah, I've got ideas this time. Really, Keighley was my second event I ever attended, really, especially in a bus. And yeah, it was, excuse me, it was all new. I was a bit shy. Obviously, when you've got your own bus company, you're taking other people out as well. To me, you get a bit more nervous about it, because if you break down on them, you've got no help. You've got help. You've got a hope that you've got a mobile signal, especially somewhere like Keighley, when that idiot took us up onto the hills, where they can get another bus to come rescue us. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Town and Districts as well, because theirs was nice. I just didn't get any footage there, unfortunately. I didn't think about getting it. There, got footage all the way there, but this time I know more about what to do and how to do it, so hopefully by that time as well I'll have a few more SD cards, so I'll be able to offload the footage a lot quicker, so to be able to get more and do it in more parts. The only reason I do parts as well is because sometimes videos can be too long. Like, there's one coming up and an hour and a half long, and it's just too long. But I didn't want to split that one up. That one took quite a bit to upload. And yeah, that chat, yeah. Don't remind me. Don't remind that one. God, he could chat. I mean, it was all crap, but he could chat. But after this stream, I'm gonna get 2 more videos for the patrons out and ready and scheduled, ready for you guys that aren't patrons to watch them in March. And Oliver should do an update at some point on the site. If not, I will do it first, because I need to edit best designed bus stop ever. Yeah, that's because it's pre-recorded. This is summer 2016. Wasn't the best summer, but it wasn't too bad as a summer. Can't you tell the timeout's ran out on her or him?
Cheers, thanks, fella. Thank you.
There we go. They've now been hidden. Yeah, that bus stop I've just pulled up at, we're actually on it for stopping, and when you stop you're back end in the middle of the junction still. Whoever thought that bus stop out is shooting, or to put our number on it. Even the 42B still stops there, which is not practical. Pitch black, yeah. The other reason is that pre-recorded and the X57 is no longer a route that exists. Honda Civics, they're just driven by idiots these nowadays. You don't see many of them that are not souped up and got a stupid exhaust on. Maria Diva Survivor. Hi. Why can't people choose simple names? Christ's sake. This was one of the routes as well. I was always wary of, because you've got there's 4 many roundabouts. If you get it wrong, you end up under a low bridge.
Kim?
Yeah, exactly. Yours is Maria. Can't do Italian. Aye, Maria.
Can you go?
I choose to remain anonymous. Fair enough, fair enough. When I leave. Yeah, exactly what's to miss. The only thing that I do like about Manchester is you're not far from the countryside. Every angle of Manchester you've got countryside or hills. And very nice areas. But centre of Manchester, stay clear from. Crowds on the shopping streets anymore. Manchester, especially people in gardens, is just for druggies. Shopping centres are great. The shopping centres are buzzing, but Manchester city centre at the moment, if I'm brutally honest about it, in the years that I've been working in it, I've seen change and I don't like it anymore. Last time I did the Beatles story, I was too young to really remember it. Town Centre's... Yeah. Oldham Town Centre's dying on its death. Hyde has died. Hyde Town Centre has died. Stockport is... It's not booming, but it's not dying. Piccadilly is the side of the west. Yeah, exactly. The thing is, Piccadilly Gardens, they do it in front of people, and there's no discretion about it. They should do it in front of people. It's like, seriously? But they know how to do it because they send the kids to go do it. And yeah, I'm not the best at political correctness. In closed doors, I can be very outspoken. People that do know me very personally will know I can be, as well as Will, very outspoken. But it's knowing when you can and can't. But yeah, Piccadilly Town Centre is just gone hell. I really like your videos. Suffolk. Rather than branching out. Leon. Is it Leon? The only thing I'm addicted to is oxygen, yeah. They know the Wombles. No, you can't call them the Wombles. The Wombles are traffic officers, the highways agencies. They're plastic policemen. Won't do... Well, they can't do anything, there's not the numbers. Ireland is becoming a... My mate's got... His mum lives... Stefan's mum actually lives in Ireland and he loves it. Yeah, the Rosals, that's better. He loves going over there. Won't be too long until he moves over there, and if he does then... well, I won't have anyone to pay the tax, of course. I have to pay myself. Yeah, Piccadilly Gardens. The fountains. Who's seen them fountains? They are a waste of money, time and effort. Yeah, they're the highways agency, the Wombles. The ones that get emergency calls but aren't allowed blue lights or reds. There's plenty of things I could say about Manchester Piccadilly Gardens fountains, but again, a lot of it is not correct to say, especially on the live stream, because someone will take offence to it. But most people will think it. I'm going to ignore that. You've got that playpen thing in Piccadilly. Yeah. Don't go into too much details. There's nothing in Piccadilly really now. You've got the Primark and that, but my mum used to love going to Manchester. On a Sunday mainly because you can't do it with the crowd, so during the week we used to go down. Now, as soon as it goes down, we don't want to walk around there. We don't feel safe. Really. What's the best part about being a bus driver? Free travel. It can vary from day to day. I personally like driving, but I hate constant stop-start. I like to have a good run. Yeah, you can have days where you absolutely hate the day, and other days where you can love the day. Oh, that's when you should put low bridge alerts. I don't want to move to Ireland. All my family's over here. Super Bus Cool Game Boy. I like your name. Nice, simple, straight to the point. I love going on the bus. Well, if you're a bus enthusiast or whatever, don't let anyone discourage you from doing it. You love riding around the buses, you love riding around the buses. Stefan used them. Still does love riding around the buses, to be honest with you. He once got on the wrong bus and ended in Blackpool. And at no point did he think to get off and turn around when he knew he was on the wrong bus. Brad's hit it on the nail. One day drunks, day kids, and then full of idiots. Do you have radius? Do you mean anti-flow? Was it anti-flow? Do you mean stopping points as in timing points? If you mean places where we wait if we're early, then yes. We have specific timing points where we mustn't leave early. It is gross misconduct if we do. We can run early between the two stops, as long as it's not ridiculously early. And then if we're early at a specific stop, which you can see keep coming up, which I put up the timing points, one's coming up in a minute, it's Cheadle railway station. Then if we're early, we must stop and wait our time out to ensure we're not operating early. But between the two time points, you can run early. But obviously not stupidly early. If you run 10 minutes early between them, you've got to wait for 10 minutes at the next one. But it tends to be 2-3 minutes early at the max. You may run sometimes depending on traffic between them, and that's perfectly fine. But obviously if you slow down a bit and able to stagger yourself, unless you have to wait at the actual timing point. Super bus guy, boy, whatever, and I get in. Oh, you collect the timetables. They'll be worth money one day. One day they'll be worth money. If we're early and don't stop, yeah, exactly, we're the bullet. Or we can be. If a passenger complains that the bus ran early, and they've missed it, and they've got evidence the bus ran early, then they can. Unfortunately, the AVO which they use on the vehicle, they can't use against us. But if someone complains, they can then use it against us, but they can't use it to start disciplining us. If the inspector catches us leaving, say Piccadilly early, then they will write a report and they report us, and then we're up in front of management. If we're up in front of the traffic commissioner for running early, we face losing our licence. Not a good thing, so it's worth just, if you're a bit early, chilling down a bit. If you need to stop at a timing point, stop at the timing point. Make sure you don't run early. I'm a bit far behind here now. William, feel like the 76 always stops in Limeside. It's so annoying, but I understand why you do it. Yeah, some areas of routes they give us a bit of extra time to get round in case of traffic, or there may be a history of it being late there or something like that. But obviously all these are going off stats because you never know from day to day, so it's all like guesswork in a way. So unfortunately, yeah, it annoys us too. Bonjour, Charlie. Sound of an old ticket machine, not used to. Yeah, this is when we had the old Vix machines. Well before contact. Yeah, the only contactless we had was our bunch in these days. I shall have a collection of timetables from the 90s. They'll be worth money one day. Worth it. Smooth Island Triumph. I've got a thing. Moving companies, I've got to stay on the money I'm on at the moment. Because I haven't been 10. That's the other thing. If I ever move to Ireland or elsewhere, I've got to find somewhere to store a bus first as well as myself. These roundabouts, you remember, right, left, left. 2 rights, 2 lefts. And on the way back it's the same, right, left, left. It's a little way of remembering where you're going then roundabouts. You live in the West Midlands, and the kid mile school bus 127 due at 15:55 PM and come to 4:11. Yeah, again, we can run late. Can't run early. You can run late. You said something like, yeah, my B10 is in storage. lights, I could fade it down. It's not an issue. It's not an issue. Is that any better? Give it a few seconds and it should activate. It was fine. Yeah, no. It's a bus. We're always late. Exactly. 5 minutes early, you're in the doghouse. 60 minutes late, you're perfectly fine. You're in the doghouse with the passengers, but we're fine with the traffic commission and the PTE. You're okay. Yes, good. Yeah, well, it's just finding places, pal. Took me long enough to find where I've got now. Anyway, I ain't moving to Ireland. I like it here. The biggest move I'm going to do is move to another city in the UK. I may see at some point if I can go on loan to places, so we get some different areas as well. Because we do loaning. Don't move. I'm not moving. Don't worry. Not moving. Not moving at all. Just had a look on the map, by the way. Aberdeen bus videos. Definitely. When I bring it to Scotland, I'll come and see you. You're not that far away from where it's going in Scotland for a bit. Park it out. Yeah. It was on the news today, right? And Flo. There's a guy in Didsbury, don't know if you heard this, who's parked a tank outside their house. And they want the authorities to move it. Let me see if I can find it and send you the link. It was on Capsule today. There it is. It's in Reddit. Ready? Ready? Now this ain't on half. This tank is in West Didsbury. The council are trying to get him to move it. I think it's great. Then you've got the news article from today for it. Let's be honest, right? If he goes shopping and he can't find a parking space, he's not going to have an issue, is he? Because he can make one. We love running my depot Barnsley. It's really entertaining with very short drivers. So are we. Mister, you are 34 min and you're due at 2:59, but now it's 4:30. I saw someone, it's the bus driver and you. Huh? Don't get that, mate, I'm afraid. The tank in Didsbury, yeah, that's what I heard it on Capital in the car, thinking, what the hell? But it's true though, isn't it? If you go shopping, right, no parking spaces, you just plonk it on top of someone's car. No one's going to argue with you. Especially if you pull out of a junction, no one's going to argue with you if you're coming down the road. It's great. Want one. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Acres Lane, watch your speed down here. It's easy to get carried away. Yeah, if someone argues, you cut me up. over the top of them. No, I didn't. People will store weird shit at the houses, but the difference is the coach is on his property, the tank is on the main road. Can you imagine the DVLA trying to tow it for no tax? That'd be great to see that. Tow truck driver could turn up and scratch his head. Nah, it's not going that, mate. It's just that one of the people would watch my videos and came up to Keithley, was it Keith? Yeah, Keithley. If anyone that's watching was on the bus, you remember he wants to park a bus outside his house because he's got this weird and wacky idea, which I never quite got my head around, to be honest with you. I just sort of nodded. Charlie, we had a bus on hire to a depot near us and they were advertising 23k salary and the depot was not on that, so one driver stuck 21 on. Yes, we do stuff like that too, especially in the depot. In the depot we've got a speed reminding sign for this bus station, so if someone's put a marker pen on it, made it 50 instead. Yeah, we do stuff like that too, but we tend to try and keep it indoors. What type of buses do you drive? As I'm a bus spotter and photographer. I drive permanently deckers, Enviro 400s, hybrids, standard types and MMCs, with the occasional Trident training bus. And then my B10 as well. But I prefer driving my B10. I'm always so much more relaxed driving the B10 than anything else, really. This is a pain in the arse junction to get out of. Absolute pain in the jacksy to get out of. What you got to sort of do is just go, I'm bigger than you, and pull out of it. Your Desties will be different from mine. Our 222s are football stuff. Is it? Yeah, it's the football stuff with the one that we've had removed on the end of it. The one that begins with N. Is that the one you're on about, Brad? Because we've had that removed. Yeah. Yeah, we've had that removed because apparently we're not allowed to drive around with it on the front of the bus. So I put it on the B10 instead. Under 222. That's what I was trying to remember what 222 was. It's been ages since I've had it up on mine, because I've been driving around with a different advert on the front. When I get bigger, I will be... Well, how old are you now, mate? How old are you now? Super Bus Cool Game Boy. Gotta be careful when saying that. How old are you now? All the road layout up here now we've got coming to us all changed because they're building that Manchester, is it? Manchester bypass thingy-me-jiggy road. Oh, bloody hello. Been ages since I've been Woodford. Yeah, exactly. It makes people look, it makes people smile, it's happiness, and yeah, we just go all for it and then got it taken off us. I'm assuming to be ex-National Bus Company bus. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. aka Transport for Ireland. That's better. Some year they got a series of rocky other buses. Some nutters were running around the bus station pressing the disable buttons. Manchester Airport Eastern. Has it all finished now? Has it? Shows you how long I've been up there, doesn't it? No, I went in the depot the other. We still got some of the Christmas stuff on ours. Well, we did have. I went in the other day when it just a snowflake landed on the floor. Driving home for Christmas and some reindeers. Why not? I didn't know I had finished that road. Last time I went up there, it was a building site. In fact, I think the last time I went up there was the last time I live streamed from up there. I think I did anyway. It was a building site anyway. Has it relieved the traffic? Or is the traffic just as bad as it used to be? I bet it's just as bad as it used to be. The foot brake Yeah. It's amazing how long it takes some companies to program their blinds. The only problem that I found with Instagram is I'm being notified for life. Google Maps have not even done Street View on it yet. No, well, they have to be careful these days. They might get someone dogging on it. It's a British road. I don't like that one. That's good, that. Believe it's a hell of a ton. Good. An improvement then. Fan heating on the E400's crap. It depends on the bus and if they've got a boost pump and if the boost pump is working. And if the thermostat works. To be honest. We'll be going for an hour and 20 minutes. We're just coming up on a terminus. Do we want to go back in? Yeah, we do. The inbound's a lot quicker. So, currently, at the moment, we're supposed to go up to the top. There's a mini roundabout, turn around and come back. But if you're confident enough, you're not going to hit the bollard. And you can spin it here, but if you do hit the bollard, expect the company to laugh at you and you'll be the first in the office going, why did you hit the island when you're not supposed to be turning round there? How long before it's full of potholes? A day? Is there any hidden blinds on HE buses? Any good laughs? No, they've removed them all. The only ones that are on there still is there's a few odd ones and the Coronation Street ones are still on there. Other than that, there's nothing on there now. Swap that round. You should be a moderator. Who's removed you? Connor, why are we still on? I know you're still watching. You need to put more than one word, otherwise it will be forever. Yeah, you're a moderator. So why are you not showing up as a moderator? Add moderator. Yeah, sorry, it's reset, hang on. How's that? This is better. Yes. To get the sockets and ports. That's just stupid. Our socket and ports work and then they get destroyed. Now you've gone green. I don't know what went on there, Danielle. You were green, now you've gone blue, and now you're a moderator again. I'm not a foggiest. Never mind. Never mind. Ours are limited to 52. Are you on about Charlie the Scaniers? Don't be evil, Brad. She's moderator. She moderates lots of things. 52 is a bit slow. Ours do 56 or 62. Depending on the bus. If you do more than 12 miles on a motorway, it blows up. Not literally. You also get 50. No, we get 100 meg. Or on a Reaver that is unlimited as well. So I was having a biscuit. I love the mans are not limited, so if you can do 80 mile an hour in a bus, you'll lose your licence. But yeah. Charlie, can't say anything about that, I've already been warned. Our mans are training buses. Stagecoaches Wi-Fi I find sometimes doesn't let you connect as well. I know a Reaver's web internet's really quick. Greg, we'll just call you Greg. Yes, they're selling up. They're selling Queen's Road, which they seem to have reported as Bury Depot for some reason, but Queen's Road being sold, Bolton and Oldham all being sold. Yeah, we shouldn't get caught doing that. Gee whiz. I believe there's a good chance that when whoever buys the depot will get all the assets with it, including the buses and drivers, everything. Which bus station are we on about? A transport hub. They all seem to be doing that at the moment. Well, we don't know who's buying them. That's the thing. There's rumours out there. We've got National Express apparently want Oldham. Rumour. Not too sure about Bolton. I believe the rumour is Stagecoach. MCT will never have the money to take over any of the depots. Not all the assets anyway. Queen's Road is one of the biggest alongside Bolton. So it's going to need a big buyer. If not, it may end up with like 2 companies in one shed, maybe. But MCT, I can't see them being able to raise the funds to buy it. Oliver, hello. The problem with this, if they allow Stagecoach to buy everything, it becomes a monopoly. Although this is what Andy Burnham, whatever the idiot's name is, sort of wants. The chance of the traffic commissioner and him agreeing that Stagecoach can buy it all is slim. It is very slim. But it's not an impossibility. It would make fares a lot simpler because you're operating all in one company, one place. So it would name, and so yeah, it would. If MCT buy it, they'd have a waste of their money. All the drivers would break them in weeks. Like I say, MCT just won't buy it because they won't have the money for it. Can you see MCT having the money for nearly 100 and odd, say 150 buses, a depot, and the manpower, the engineering equipment that first own, so ramps, all that sort of stuff? I can't see it, quite frankly. We'll first want to do with the railways. If Stagecoach Manchester take it back, they can rename it back to GM Buses. Stagecoach trade under GM Buses. If you check their operator's license when they're parked up somewhere, you'll see that we do trade under GM Buses South, if I remember rightly. I've got a picture I'll check in a second. First will remain in some places, but apparently Manchester is one of their biggest operations and they're selling that for whatever reasons. I didn't know first was GM Buses North. I thought we were south. I knew it was GM Buses something. I don't check, I just check the operator's disc is there. It's bidding for rural routes as well, by the way. It's not buying them, you bid them. Unless they want to run them commercially, and then you just say, I would like to start this route up. They go, oh, right, who does it affect? Where you're going to turn round, who's going to, where it's going to be operating, all that. And they go, yeah, that's fine. Because they want more money. And more money is in railways, not in the buses. I believe. There's not 100% sure why they're selling it, really. They've not said why they're selling it, but that is the rumours that they just want out of Manchester because of this unprivatisation that Andy Burnham, or whatever the bloody name of that twat is, he wants, and they don't want it. We're stopping companies investing in new buses because they don't know what's going to happen with them. So, yeah. SC used to operate, previous operator my depot is licensed to the way. Yeah, they tend to be licensed as who they originally were, not who is new. Because it saves a lot of paperwork. So then they end up with like Stagecoach Manchester is a brand then, but it operates legally under GM Buses. Horse 9 instead of cash, people are encouraged to buy elite card, top it up. Yeah, but that's where they want to go with this. So that's where they want to go with it. But obviously it takes time. Yeah, HQ's in that, so yeah, they should stay. Hence why we accept employees' passage and advice. Yeah, we accept first employees' passage as well as we're not supposed to. There's no official agreement that we accept passes like Diamond and MCTs and other bits and bobs like that. There's no official agreement that we accept railway employees, but that goes down to the driver's discretion. Then at the end of the day with them. Diamond, I always let them on, not a problem. MCT pay, depending. Although I have let quite a few of theirs on for nothing, it's not bothered. Not really bothered, we all do the same job. But it's just down to the discretion of the driver. The dead run out where these new routes starts about 40 miles, something like that. Yeah, that's just stupid. I still don't know what one bus is, apart from it's a group that forms the regulator board of buses. That's all I know about it. It's not been very well publicised. SE in Aberdeen operate under Bluebird Buses Limited. We had Bluebird down in Manchester. We were always heading for a cashless society. First South Yorkshire were based in Rotherham, and they closed it and moved it all the way to Sheffield. Well, yeah, because first closed Bury and then moved it all the way to Queen's Road and Bolton. And you couldn't get much further from anywhere else. I'm doing an apprenticeship with a railway company, and I am offered 50% off first buses, and I'm not even in a first bus. It's always the case, always the case. Yeah, so it's basically the Oyster card for London, in a way. I get what you mean there, Maria. We'll have to come up with a new name for you. Something a bit shorter. Where are we? Oh, we're at Cheadle Railway Station. So we're coming up to another timing point. Thank you, Leon, for your £1.99. Now, let's see if this works. Stream will be a little bit behind. Is it going to capture the super chat? Probably not, but we'll see. Well, thank you for that. Thank you so much for that donation. Well, yes, there we go. You've got your shout out on the screen. It is coming up. There we go. It works. He's funding the oil change at the moment. I've got to get another oil filter and 30 litres of oil, and I've got to get 25 litres of oil for the gearbox. There's other jobs to do before the paint job, like body work. Once the body work's done, then we'll be looking at a paint job. But body panels about 50 quid each, give or take. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Another 2.99. So welcomed. We're on our way. Someone get back to the chat now. Someone decided to kick off at the driver as they pressed the button while the doors were still closing. Yeah, that happens all the time. Might not be live tomorrow, Maria, so you'd have to, if you look in the description, there's a stream elements at MacBuses /tip. You can do it on there, and it still goes on to the totals. You still appear on the leaderboards. It's just the same thing. It's still in British pounds then as well, or euros, or whatever currency you want to use. And the fees are a lot lower than Patreon if you do it like that. That's why I started doing that. I'm doing well here. Thank Deadlines Dwarfs. Donate via PayPal or become a pattern to fund the beat. It's Patreon, but nice try. I always get the spelling wrong, don't worry. Thank you again. Thank you so much. Just waiting for everything to update, really. Oh, slowly coming through. There we go. It is a bit far behind the catching it up, but it's there. Great Northern Lancashire. Hello, not seen you here for a while. As of now, it looks like Transdev, Diamond, National Express all want the departing first areas of Manchester. Kind of hope Transdev do, because they're a good level of quality. I would agree with that. Transdev do seem a very good level of quality. The other thing is, where you're super chatting as well as while we're live, if you look in the top right, there should be a bit scrolling across with it all. I'm going to make it a bit bigger at some point. Yeah, it should be scrolling it all across as well. There we go, we're on a roll now. On a roll. So yeah, Transdev definitely. How was the oil change? Not done it yet. Not done it yet. I've got one oil filter. I'm going to be getting the other one in the next few days.
Thank you.
And then I will be looking at getting the oil then after that. The oil's going to cost, I was looking it up before, let me just have a look. I sent it to Chris before, who hasn't rang me actually yet. For 20 litres, I'm going to need 30 litres. It's $46.75 for the cheapest oil. So, it's going to take a bit. How much? Well, it's going to be £10 per filter. About 70 quid in oil. And then I've got a welder pipe as well. And I'm getting there. Thank you, Leon. Again, thank you so much for that. It's so welcomed. Such a star. Can't ask for. This is what I like about my fans. You're so helpful and giving. It's great. It's absolutely amazing. The amount of support you guys show me. I'm really far behind in the chat now. Oh, correct for the win, yeah. Old Stagecoach gets first B7 eclipses. We're not I don't know there, because don't have anything to do with like that. All speculation. It is everything about first at the moment selling up. It's all speculation about who's going to get them. As far as we know, them selling up is true, but who's going in for them is anyone's guess and anyone's game. I've done that one. How much was the oil change? On a break in Wales for a couple of days, then back to Ireland. Wales is a lovely, lovely part of the country. I agree, Aberdeen. Leon is a great bloke. You know, I hope that helps. I really do. You get everything done. Yeah. Every little helps. And say, I should soon have enough for the oil change. Hopefully, if everything goes to plan, fingers crossed, toes crossed, end of this month, start of next month, I'll have plenty of money to do the oil change, and the oil change will be done. Let the money rain. Indeed, indeed. I feel really sorry for Johnny. I bet he has... I've spoken to Johnny, and I can't reveal too much because I don't want to reveal anything that he doesn't want me to reveal, but I'm going to put it this way. He's not asked. I think he's up for being taken up by anyone. Not in that way, guys. Not in that way. Behave yourselves. Stagecoach won't touch Volvos as they have shares. Not true, because Stagecoach do have Volvos. They have the B10s, and they have Volvos elsewhere. It's just they have shares in ADL. So it doesn't mean they won't touch Volvos. It's just mean Volvos may be a bit more expensive to maintain for them, possibly. Yeah, I am quite far behind. Stagecoach have it's not a porn show, this, Greg. I don't have a fetish for Alexander Dennis. Yeah, I hope it won't affect Johnny. Yeah, Johnny, I'm hoping to do a collab video this weekend with Johnny. Depending on a few different things. But hopefully you should get a collab video with him. But his channel has unfortunately come down again. He's had again, I don't want to release too much information before of what he's told me, but well, we can all guess why it's come down, and it's come down. He's hoping to put everything back up again shortly. Wales is too. Wales is full of. Well, Wales is nice. Can't see Johnny giving up. Yeah, he won't give up. He loves it, same as me. It's just, you know, who's going to take him out? What have you got planned for when the B10? When the B10 is finished, the plan, although it needs finalisation, is, and it would take a lot of time and a lot of working out to do, because I need to do a full plan yet as well, and actually have it all in writing. The plan is when the B10 is finished, is obviously we'll have to carry on maintaining it, so it's an endless cost, that. But we're going to be taking it to shows and stuff like that. We're hoping to get our own premises, which then means Bank Buses will then become a bona fide company. And we'll actually, it looks like it'll become Bank Buses Limited. And we'll have our own shed. From there, we can do different projects, like Chris wants to build a camper van out of a bus. We can do that if we've got our own shed to do it in. As well as then sell space for people to maybe, what if they want to store their old cars or their buses, their whatever. We can do that and have it based in Manchester. That's the long time business plan with everything. And then obviously the B10 will constantly get shown off, and it will constantly come round to a needing maintenance and carry on producing videos. That's the plan. If all that makes any sense. It's quite an ambitious plan, but it's possible. It is possible. With enough people, it is a possible feat to do. That's why I say it's going to take a bit of planning, full business plan and everything like that. Because when we go into doing that, we'll need stuff like a business bank account, which then adds costs. We'll have to deal with VAT and everything like that. I've got a business degree. And even I look at it and go, what the hell is going on here? So yeah, it's a long ass job, that. But possibly at some point we'll be looking at trying to get, well, it'll be the case where at the beginning. It'll probably end up with just me and Chris owning 50% each of the shares of the company, and then it'll be a membership company then, which is a possibility. But obviously, we need to research into it all to make sure we're got the right type of company and everything else. So it is an ambitious plan. It is possible though. Stagecoach have yeah, they do. Stagecoach have Volvo B9s and they collect in Chester. They were first. Yeah, they will run them. It's just that sometimes they might not. They don't like buying them because they can get an ADL bus cheaper. First being absolutely no bias, but Sharston is the best stagecoach depot. Sorry, Hyde Road's the premier depot. Hyde Road is the premier depot. I've heard when we leave the EU, Wales won't have a Arriva. Don't know. The EU is another thing that's just utter. A bunch of chimps could organise it much better than they can do in that flipping building. I have no idea what's going to happen when we leave the EU, whether drivers' hours are going to change or anything. Not a clue. I'm 100% I'm going to be a bus driver. Good. We need a lot more drivers. A driver out of that stagecoach. Yeah, stagecoach aren't afraid of running out a lot. Because they don't look at routes, they look at the garage. So as long as the garage is making a profit, then they're happy. I am so far behind on this chat. You're taking the bus to Heaton Park Rally? Yes. That one and Town and District, I think it was, are both ifs. The bus needs its MOT before that date, before them months. So it's all depending on that MOT, basically, for the Heaton Park. But yes, I do intend on attending Heaton Park. Yeah, aren't Arriva Northern Rail and DB Shanker now? Sure they are. On the Volvo and Stagecoach stuff, my way to have the X5 from Cambridge, Bedford, may even Oxford. Ooh, Van Hulls. Will loves the Van Hulls. He loves them Van Hulls. They can't fault them. Arriva have given up the railway in Wales and it's now Transport for Wales. I thought DB Shanker, because when you're trying to apply for a job for Northern, you get pushed from pillar to post depending on which website you go on. Brexit means Brexit, put it that way, yeah. Well, we don't know what it means because what we're looking for. Yeah, no one seems to know what it means. But Sharston is the 24/7, 365 days a year depot. Yeah, that means it never sleeps. Hyde Road never sleeps either, just that there's no services ran from it. Maria, if you add someone in it, you need to not leave a gap. And then it will show their name up. Ever considered becoming an inspector or leading driver or whatever you call it? We have an inspector, which is the role of the inspector's revenue checks, make sure all the buses are running. A lead driver is more a mentor driver, which I have thought about. It's something I might do. Again, I thought about it, but it's one of them where I'd have to make sure I don't have to come off late to do it. But I have thought about it. I might look at doing it. That'd make a different type. Well, I can't make videos while doing that because I'm supervising someone else driving, watching that they're still driving safely and making sure they're going the right way. Because some new drivers are a bag of nerves, and it's understandable when you're first on a bus, even with a mentor. You're the one that's got to remember the way and what you're doing. So yeah, I might look at it. You gonna go back to Buxton Raceway this season? Depends on what they've got on. I like the contact races more than anything else. So I might pop up there, but it all depends. I don't like going on my own. I find it a bit boring going on my own. So yeah, but probably I will end up there at some point. Brexit means delays. Yes, it does. Arriva owned by Deutsche Bahn, who own DB. God, here we go. Arriva owned by Deutsche Bahn, who own DB Shananka, who were formerly EWS. Is there anyone else who was EWS? I even look at driving with MCT before Diamond, but Diamond do similar wage. However, I know all the routes are Charleston. MCT I find don't pay that badly actually. If you actually compare it, their pay rates aren't that bad, really. Please try driving once in. I will, if I ever get a chance, I will do. I hate that area. It's just a hellhole, that. Have you met the stagecoach? Depends which one it is. All the inspectors tend to operate out of Hyde Road. So I've probably come across him, but I'm not really in Ashton, am I? So, would you recommend a bus project like the B10? I'm putting it in. The B10 is a project. It is in preservation now. If you've got some time, some extra money, yes, I would. But what I would say is make sure you've got someone that knows what they're doing as well. Like I've got Chris, an engineer that works on buses for his job. Even though I know you guys don't see him that much, he does help a lot, as I've said. Because there's a lot of brown tape, a lot of red tape, and you still need a CPC card to drive with, because at the end of the day it doesn't matter whether it's got passengers or not, it's still a bus. So yeah, I would recommend it, but it's something that once you got it going you can't give up on it. Charlie, according to a driver in the leading drivers down here, warm the seats in the cafeteria. Our leading drivers. Now, the way our leading drivers work, or our drivers' mentors, is you have your own line. Then when you go and do mentoring, the person that you're mentoring does your line for you. So if you've got 2 weeks, they do your 2 lines on the mentors on your lines while they're mentoring. Then they go on to a different rota when they finish their mentoring. In our place it's the new starters rota, which is, I think it's like 5 lines long. By the time you get to the end of that you should have your actual line number, which then becomes yours. It's a good bit of fun. Adrian, the video you uploaded of the racing with head-on, both involved in head-on, am I? Ah yes, that was, there's many words exchanged about that head-on. Most of them is, what an idiot, I'm afraid. Yeah, it was a good race, it just ended a bit quick. Greg's the big guy, that's the only way I can describe him. Describe whom? Tom, I think you mean Tom maybe. What's happened with Will on the channel, if I'm in the right place? Yes, you can ask that here, it's not an issue. Will took some time away, possibly forced time by me away, just to have some peace. I've been experimenting as well, so I've been needing 2 GoPros and the third one's knackered over in the corner and not as good quality. His phone's a bit knackered, so it's not able to record and send me the clips. So he had to just take a bit of time away while I did my bit of experiment. He's on his way back. He should have a few videos coming up, but they're going to be in March now, I'm afraid. But he's back. He's hoping to be driving the B10 a bit as well, because he liked that. So yeah, that's what's happened to him. It's just a break. That's all. I have no idea where the 101 goes, or the 102, or the 103. Oh, the 103 goes to the airport, doesn't it? That's the best to know. I don't know around Wythenshawe at all. Again, I'm really far behind. Don't know where that road is. Benchfield, don't know where that road is. The new start road is 6 lines long, lots of spares. I'm still, yeah, you tend to be spare because they can just allocate what they want, but they don't want you to be spare. What they tend to do is swap people about. So in our place, what they'll do is if they've got a regular driver that's got a duty, they may take them off that duty to give the new starter the duty, and then the regular driver the spare, because spare can be really daunting as a new driver, especially if you don't know where you're going. All of Wythenshawe is bad. It's getting better now though. I found a lot when I spoke to the operators, managers at our depot the other day. There's a nice guy from a manager. Yeah, you find some managers are nice, some aren't. It's the way it is. The manager we have, can't fault him at all. He's a bit of an enthusiast. I'd say the same. He's more into his planes though a bit, and like he okayed the idea of having that Chinese bus and stuff like that. So he's up for a good laugh. He's good if you can be with your managers. It may turn some heads sometimes because people don't like you being in with managers because they think you're a bit of brown nosy. But there's no harm in it. Sometimes it can help your career very well. So yeah, as a mentor, new drivers take your duties where you watch them. All drivers do after. Yeah. We don't. We ask to be put on it. I'm gonna need a drink. That's better bleeding now. Right. Yeah. We asked to go on it. Basically. Yeah. That's all you do, is you just watch them drive. Last Wednesday it was extremely fun. Never again, I believe. 2 that I know of. Sharston bus. Don't know. Can't really comment on that. I'm not allowed to comment under company rules about stuff like that, I'm afraid. Obviously, you can all have your chats about it in the chat, but I'm not allowed to confirm, deny, or really have an opinion on it, to be honest with you, I'm afraid. It's just part of the rules I have to play by as an employee. I could talk about like first bus crashes and stuff like that, but I can't talk about our own, unfortunately, or any we may or may not have had, or any details surrounding any we may or may not have had. I bet Oxford Road in the morning, no idea. I'm well pissed. Why? This is it. Do you know, I've sent a few things to the Facebook page in Messenger. Yes, I've seen that. It wouldn't display it on my phone. I'll have a look at that as soon as I've finished on the stream. Oh look, we're at Withington, another hell road until they relayed it a few months ago. Probably my favourite E400 is the man engine ones at Stockport in the 1960s. Yes, they've got Euro 5 engine in the back of them. The MD for Stagecoach West is a bit of an idiot, to say the least. Can't comment on that. Don't know him, for a start. And again, surrounds putting maybe someone down in the company, and I'm not allowed to do that, I'm afraid. Again, everyone's entitled to their opinion. You can have your opinion in the chat, you can talk about it in the chat, but I can't show an opinion or confirm or deny things. How can you get into a depot to see the buses? Most depots, if you go and ask if they are able to accommodate you, they do. Sometimes if you email them before, you can make an appointment where then you can be accommodated. But sometimes if you just turn up on the day, you can be accommodated. But obviously they hold the right to say no and ask you to leave the premises at any time. But yeah, I know Manchester Bus Photography or Journeys it was. He's been in our depot a few times. He's just asked. They've said yes or no, and if it's yes, then he gets given an employee that's normally on spare or someone that's on lunch or something that doesn't mind, just to walk around with him, make sure they're following the rules and not being dangerous or anything like that. So yeah, that's basically it. If it's different everywhere, some depots will say no full stop. Other depots will allow you. And yeah, working there is one way. When I joined my new depot, I had a mentor who'd been driving less time than me. Sometimes happens. Have you ever done rail replacement? I have done rail replacement, the bus crew. I did. It's very rare we do it. We only do short rail replacements also normally. Because other than that you have to go into tacos. I did Victoria to Ashton. I hate First, but First, Nero, well, Cornwall are another level. They're amazing. Again, it all depends on the area, who's managing them, and what funding they get. It's one of them. I want to get some photos of the megabuses at the Aberdeen depot. All I can say is either send them a quick email explaining what you want to do and see if they reply. They may make an appointment for you. They may just say pop down and if you can be accommodated, we'll accommodate you, or they may say that's just not possible. It's always at the depot's discretion. That's the best I can tell, really. I emailed them about timing, as the bus comes at 2:57 PM and school finishes at 2:55 PM. Also, they know that school kids get on it and they have... It doesn't matter what the bus is, they'll put whatever bus is available at the time on a school run. There's only one in Manchester that has to have a new bus because of the floor level. But other than that, is whatever bus is free, you get it. If it's a hybrid, a single deck, whatever, you'll get it. And that's fine. That timing. It's okay for a new driver or man who's had a company start. Driver Galloway, the main new driver for some months, was using. Okay. It's odd to hear about kids on buses because here they do play music, they do talk loud, and they never really cause trouble to the driver. Stagecoach West, it's least UK assaults than where I am. Possibly. Oh yeah, I went round the bus gate, didn't I, because I don't stop there. I think kids, it all depends about the group. Up Hattersley, the kids on their own are great. You know, they'll get on, they'll sit down and it won't be an issue, but in a group they're a pain in the arse. Pain in the arse. Newish man's youngest drivers. I've had new employee drivers set up as it me. It happens. We all speak differently. Some of our vocab isn't very good. mine isn't the best. I've had to change mine. I've improved a lot from what it used to be. Oh, is this live? Alright, it is live, but it's pre-recorded from 2016. Just revisiting a route that doesn't exist anymore. Well, it's now the 42B anyway. We're having a good chat. We've been there, we're on our way back. I will laugh if Stagecoach to get the right. Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. Now look at him and go, breaks down a lot, doesn't it? Get rid of it. Love when first put the comfy high back seats. The problem I have with the high backs, right, is if you're the driver downstairs, they put the CCTV camera up and you can't see back enough to see what's going on because of the high backs. That's the only issue I find with them. Although if you had two monitors like first do, you can have one at the front, one at the middle. So yeah, one of them. My favourite companies are probably High Peak, Derbyshire area, 19 Skyline, Diamond Northwest, Transdev. Transdev, I've got one of my mates went to work for Transdev. He's loving it over there at the moment. Absolutely loving it. High Peak, Stefan's dad works for High Peak. He loves it. Do you believe in a driver chatting with a new starter and using swear word? It all depends. If that's how the person talks, then that's how the person talks. Doing it in a depot is one thing. Doing it out on the road on a public bus is a different thing. If I became a mentor, I'd never ever swear standing outside the cab talking into the driver and helping, because that's just wrong. But obviously in a depot it's a different matter. On the street, try and avoid doing it, but sometimes it happens, it sneaks out, your personality comes out. Yeah, public road it's not necessary, but we do it on we'll stand at the bus stop with the occasional, but it's just the way it is. It's okay. Oh, Alex, I presume that's the registration plate. Hi. I've been in bus videos, it's true, I've never seen that's true, but I've seen the cab and there's only one cab. Yeah, exactly, that's the problem. I was disgusted hearing an ununiformed driver using swear words in it. If he's ununiformed, he can do what he wants, I'm afraid, because he's no longer representing the company. I had to catch a school bus every day. We had the same driver all the time. He was a nice chap who got along with us all and had a good sense of humour. He still does the route to this day. Yeah, you'll find school drivers, some depots the same school driver will do it all the time, or you'll get the same few drivers coming around because there's a school roster or whatever. And yeah, some of them are great. I know they are planning to put E400 City H's on school routes. I very much doubt it. They always put the worst buses on school routes because they expect them to get trashed. Nothing beats being a passenger on 18380 on a 42 Lancaster Blackpool. I'm sure I used to do that. Greg's, any kids ever called you a bus wanker? I hate it when they make me. All the time. All the time. And I just smile and wave at them. I don't care. Or I go, that's nice. I had one the other day when, because I refused him travel because he was trying to pull a stunt about swapping. I didn't believe he was a child, and he didn't have the right pass. So they decided that the one that got on with the ticket and the pass swapped to buy the pre-purchase ticket to the person who didn't have the pass, and then he tried to, and I wouldn't have it. So he was like, "You bet you got no GCSEs. That's why you become a bus driver. You know, you're a low life. You're this, you're that." And I just sat there going, "That's nice. It's nice. Yeah. I'm in a better paid job than you'll ever bet, won't I?" You got to resist the urge to argue with them, but sometimes it just pees them off when you sat there going, and yeah, that's nice. You know, it pees them off more. It's funny. They got off the bus in the end. Yeah, bus wanker coming around from in between us, didn't it? And you get it. I was called it in school myself. It used to wind me up in school, but so what? You know, you just one thing and that's it. You know, names are just names. Sod 'em. They're the ones that are getting pissed all the time, aren't they? And you're the one causing no harm, going taking photos of buses or whatever. If you literally had to sit downstairs and you were too loud as well, you got to... Sounds a bit like grooming. But no, it's nice of him. If it's like Christmas, I'd probably do the same. I'd probably buy a box of chocolates for one day and go, I'll take one, and probably about 3 kids later there'd be no chocolates left. The starting driver was sat opposite me on the bus and the main driver was chatting using profane words through the journey. Inform. I'm sure you mean ununiformed. Some drivers skip our school stop. Nice. School contracts are sometimes good, but good, sometimes bad. My dad's been driving a bus for over 30 years. It's a job that will never get old. I genuinely wonder if there's any one bus driver who actually likes rush home and leverage. I don't think there is, you know. Here where I live, you get anything chucked on the school routes. Exactly. It's just whatever's free half the time, but our depot, they try and get all the magic from there, basically. It depends what the bus goes and does after the school. I just hate the modern youth. Possibly, I do too. I got the 43 down there if I don't mind it. You, as a bus driver, can physically drag a... No. It's assault, that. We can ask a person to alight from the vehicle. We can state we're not driving the vehicle because this person has maybe abused us, shouted at us, tried assaulting us or whatever. We're not allowed to lay hands on them unless we get out of the cab and then they punch us, or then we're allowed to use self-defense, but not physically drag them off the bus. Normally the procedure is to call the police or the inspectors, and the inspectors will come with their body cams and remove them, and if that fails they'll call the police and the police will drag them off the bus. Some modern children are alright, some aren't. I sort of got caught up in the age of night tracksuits and knives, but just missed the main of it. Yeah, I remember the tracksuit era. I never carried a knife. My dad was into modern railways at his young age, so I sort of got dragged into it there. So I never really got to that stage where everyone was out partying and that. I just stayed at home looking at bus pictures on the internet, playing bus games and stuff like that. My mum didn't mind me going to town during the day because she knew we weren't going to be doing much. I'd take my camera, take some bus shots. I've got them all on Facebook still. I'm using, if you've noticed, some of the thumbnails are coming up are old videos I've got in dragons in some of them. But they take time because it's different resolutions now. Yeah, I miss being a kid sometimes. Risking yourself a bit there, right? Hang on, here we go. I'm tempted to risk myself soon when I do a huge trip and at 4 AM. It wasn't grooming, he only did it because he's I was joking. Great, no, risking yourself just a bit. And if they refuse, you can press the code red clicks because that's in London. In Manchester, we have a similar system, but we have our standard call, which puts a call into our depot, not a central control unit. They'll normally inform us to ring the police ourselves because it's quicker and easier. However, if we are in immediate threat, then we can press our version of a code red, which will sound a siren in the depot on their radio and will be top of the queue to be answered. Again, 9 times out of 10 they'll ask us to call the police because it's easier, but if we're unable to call the police, then that is one way that we can, because they know where we are anyway. But yeah, it's a similar system. I remember when passengers would drag each... I've had where I was on a 203 and this guy got off a coach, he come down and he went, "I'm not paying," he went upstairs and went, "Well, I'm not driving them." Fair enough, so I switched my engine off and sat there, put my calls in, and you know, the inspectors are on the way to you. And this guy must have seen red, right? And he went, "Do you want them off the bus?" Well, we're not going anywhere until they're off or they've paid. I don't really want them on the bus now. Okay, I'm speaking to the depot. Next minute I see this suitcase come flying down the stairs, and then this other suitcase come flying past my door. Thinking, what on earth's going on here? He kicked him off. He threw him off the bus. I'm so far behind on this chat and we've only got not long of this video left. I got lost walking the other day, constantly smell cannabis to get in the 272. Just wanted a challenge, to be honest. I won't be that bad at that time, I don't think. I admit, so a fair few people up there, not that bad. I'm next to the M56 Ultra near that, so you're not that far. Not that far. First, I've already handed over their Wigan. Stagecoach already run their Wigan division. There is a rumour for Stagecoach Manchester buying Bolton. But again, it's all rumours. It's down near the HE depot, so it's down in my home depot. Yes, we do have assault alarms, but they all have them. But what you'll find is that drivers tend to play with them more than do actually use them. But if you're sat in the Piccadilly and you hear one going off, you guarantee there'll be a driver that will come over to assist you, or an inspector. Some of them are loud, some of them are quiet. But yes, we do have them, so we can, if we're being assaulted or we've got the risk, we can hit the alarm, which makes lots of noise 9 times out of 10, and flashes the hazard lights and makes us well known. And if we still feel that it's not calming down after that, then we can hit our panic alarms as well, which then alerts the depot that we're in need of assistance. I'm practically between, yeah. It's buggered off. Where are we? There we go. Do you do the thing where you turn off your engine and wait for all the passengers to turn on them? What, LX03 and F, what do you mean by that? Hi Jordan Knight, were you just catching the end of the stream because we're near up Piccadilly? I must remember to put up the end screen in a minute. Drivers need to watch their potty mouth. They're not that loud. There is some that are absolutely loud, and there's some that are really quiet. But they still grab people's attention, because even if they're quiet, it's normally quite a high-pitched noise. It's quite an annoying noise as well, actually. Hang on, let me put my end up. Why I finish off this chat from outside? Yeah, who remembers the Moss? I don't remember that. Do you mean Princess Road? Possibly. Possibly. They might do pass that on. Doubt it though, because Stagecoach Wigan are actually their own brand. Yeah, I was wondering the same. Is it Princess Road? If you had a choice or not to drive in Manchester, well, I'd probably try Yorkshire. Probably go over the hills to Yorkshire. Maybe it's a bit of your rural driving. I sure do. I remember the old triaxles on the wall. Yeah, I've got pictures of them. Great, them. They're next to your leg, aren't? Yeah, I hit them with my foot as well accidentally. They are next to one of our legs. Yeah. Depends. Sometimes it's not worth the hassle. So sometimes it's just easier just to drive with them on the bus. If they're being racist or whatever, then normally trying to stand up to them and get them off the buses first without instigating it. Sometimes there's passengers that will do it for you. But normally turning off the engine normally helps. I'm a bit late home and not long back from the actual... sorry to hear that, mate. I remember when they used to... What's it? Don't first buses still say that? Yeah, but Stagecoach Wigan, we can still display... It's still Stagecoach Manchester and Wigan. And we can still display Stagecoach in Wigan. They don't display Stagecoach in Manchester, they display Stagecoach in Wigan. Lancashire is better for country driving. Might try Lancashire. Never know in the future. I did like when I went out to over the Snake. So, yeah. Anyway, streaming elements, go away. That is the end of the stream. We've done there and back on the X57. Hope you've enjoyed the chat. I'll try and do another one of these during the week as well. Like I say, if you want to donate when I'm not online, you can. The streaming elements link will be going down below all the videos, same as all the other links. If you're going to donate via PayPal, make sure you do it by that, because then I've got it will come under streaming elements, so I've got a list of what it is. So yeah, just make sure you do it. But you can now donate when I'm not offline, one off if you want, or you can support us on Patreon. Either way, every little helps. The people that have donated in this stream, you are stars, major stars for your donations in this. You have no idea how much it helps. And lastly, yeah, well, I'm sure we'll have another one, mate. I'm off work all week, so there'll be another one about the same time, no doubt. If they refuse to pay and attempt to disembark, no, because when we're entrapping them, if they get off the bus, I'll shut the doors and drive off, bugger them. But you can't entrap someone on a bus, it's against the law. Everyone's got to have the right to exit. Anyway, yes, all the usual stuff. Other bus drivers are also in the description. Obviously, bus driver Johnny is still there, but he's not there. His channel should come live again at some point. Hopefully, I'll get to do my video with him this weekend. And I will see you at some point during the week. Obviously, Instagram's going to be quiet for a few days while I'm on holiday. I will still do a few bits for it. And all the other things will be a bit quiet as well. I'm going to try and enjoy my evening. I'm going to try and upload this other video of the Metrolink replacement. I've just let it slip nearly what it was, but it's Metrolink replacement. I'm going to see if my internet provider will allow me to upload it now. And you too. And again, as always, if you see me out there, don't forget to wave, especially if you see me in the B10. We'll try and give you a honk. So, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on another evening. Bye for now.